So, it's one of our first proper videos for the new year, and we're going to look at buying a caravan. It's going to be like a dummy's guide to buying a caravan.
Dummy's guide?
Yeah, dummy's guide.
Because you're doing it.
Pretty much.
Come on, you
So, a few things, and this is going to apply to if you've already got a caravan, if you haven't got a caravan. We're going to go over a few things to look out for, and what you should be thinking about. So, if you've never had a caravan before, obviously we're going to need a tow bar, which are pretty standard.
That's on the car then.
So that's on the car, that's not on the caravan. We're going to need that on the car, and we're going to need electrics to go with that. Now, pretty much anything over 2010 and newer is going to be fitted with 13-pin electric. So if you've not already got a caravan, you're going to want to have 13-pin electrics, and then probably 75, probably more than that, isn't it? Probably 90% are going to have an Alco or a Winterhoff stabilised hitch head. So this is basically a stabiliser where they used to have a bar. It's all built into this. Now, it's just a standard ball, but you do need to sell them when you have your tow bar fitted that it's got an Alco, because it's slightly extended. It's a slightly longer ball and a slightly taller extension on there. The ball is exactly the same size, but it's just slightly different. So
is the shaft different but the ball's the same?
So the balls are the same and the shaft's different, yeah. Right. So it's just a bit longer and a bit taller. Right. So, but 13-pin electric, majority, and again, if you've got an older caravan, majority of the new ones that you're going to upgrade to are going to have 13-pin electric, so same sort of thing.
And you can always find what's it, can't you?
Converter, yeah, so we'll put some little links up, or in the description we'll have some converters that will go from 13 to 7-pin. On the side, majority on the opposite side to the door side are going to have your battery box. This is where you're going to connect up a leisure battery, and it's a leisure battery, and this is going to take roughly a 100 amp leisure battery. Mains electric is going to plug into here.
You need a special lead for that. Yeah, special
mains lead. Well, pretty much all the caravans now have got cassette toilets, so that is going to be where sort of inside everything goes into, and then you'll have a cassette. Maybe not exactly the same as this one. We've been draining the caravans off, so over the winter, if you've not drained your caravan off already, you need to drain everything off. So that includes your water system and the fresh water, or the flush water for the cassette toilet. And on this one, that's what that was. So that was where we drained that toilet down. They're all going to have a cassette, so that basically is where everything, all the crud inside, muck and everything is going to go into. So that's what we're going to empty out, and then wastewater is all going to come out of here. So when we then come into the different caravans, obviously there's loads of different layouts, and if you have a look on our website and also our new YouTube channel, which will be popping up now, that's going to have lots more reviews on, over the next couple of weeks. It's going to have a lot more reviews going on, so specific caravans, there'll be more reviews of individual vans with the layouts and what have you. But that's one of the biggest things, is actually figuring out what layout is good for you. So no one can really tell you that. It's just going to be having a look at different ones and trying to figure out what is going to work for you. Similarities between pretty much all of the caravans. So most of them are going to have fridges. So 3-way fridge. So this works on gas, electric, and should work off the cart as you're towing along as well. Different sizes. So they're not all going to look like this big slimline one. Some are going to be smaller and underneath the cabinets. Realistically, if it's your first van, I wouldn't be too picky about your fridge. As long as it works, that's pretty much what you want. Majority of the vans are going to have the gas rings. Some of the new ones will have an electric ring on there as well, and then all of your grill, oven, it's all going to work on the gas.
They don't do electric ovens, do they?
No, so it's always going to be gas. Some of the new ones, again, we've got the microwaves fitted in there. Lighting is going to work on 12 volts, so that's where we need that leisure battery on the outside, and also if it's got a motor mover, that is what we're going to need to power that motor mover. So we're going to need a good battery for motor movers, etc. Most of the caravans are going to have a little display panel like this above the door or at the side of the door, and that is going to put our power on for the 12 volt to power up all of the lights, etc., and put the power through then to sort of our igniters, our fridges, our heating and hot water systems. So that is sort of, and again, it'll work off when we've plugged into the mains electric and also when we've put our leisure battery on there. Now that's going to be pretty much the same on 99% of the caravans. You're going to have a display panel, and that is then going to put your 12 volt system on. Heating systems and hot water systems, so again there's a few different variations on your heating and hot water systems. We're going to start at the most expensive heating system and work our way down. So if they've got a little panel like this on the newer ones, and it's going to have Aldi on there. Now it doesn't mean your local supermarket Aldi, it means our actual Aldi central heating, which is a wet central heating. Now it's like a radiator system that goes all the way through the caravan, so all underneath of the bed boxes that can't see on that one, can't see under there.
Oh,
Let's try and find an easier way to show you. We're basically going to have pipe work, so if you can see just in this one here, so all the way around the caravan we've got a little radiator system like that. And that works off a water system that's got antifreeze in there, so it's not going to freeze up or cause any problems through the winter. And that's then going to pump the water through the radiators. Some will have a proper radiator in the bathroom, so if you have a look at that one there, we've got a proper radiator. And that's a controlled system, so you set your thermostat and it just works like your house basically. It puts the radiators on around the caravan. And that is probably the most expensive heating system, and you'll find that on the more higher spec top level caravans, because it was a more expensive system. Very, very good system, and if you're going to use the caravan all the year round, that's a really good system to have, because you can literally set your thermostat and it will pretty much just keep the caravan at that.
is that the one that's doing the underfloor now? Is it the Aldi?
Yeah, so again in some of the newer ones again, the Aldi will have the underfloor heating system, so sort of our big 835, the Coachman, Lusos, things like that. Some of those bigger expensive models will have the underfloor heating as well, the Buccaneers. Our next one then is the Truma heating system. So we're going to have a panel like this in some of the newer caravans, and that will have blown air vents around the caravan. So you'll see little vents like this one, and this is more of a blown air system. So in this particular one, it's like a combi boiler that will do our heating and our hot water, and then it's got our vent pipes that go around the caravan, and it will blow the warm air around the caravan, and even into the bathroom there'll be a vent in there and it'll keep that warm. Now, still a very, very good system. I think just down in this bottom corner, still a really, really good system, but just not quite as controllable. You'll sort of have to have a bit of a play around with the thermostat. It'll get a little bit warmer, you'll end up opening the door, you'll drop the thermostat down and it'll get a bit, but it's still
noisier, isn't it?
a little bit noisier, yeah, a little bit noisier, but still a really, really good system. So if you're looking at a caravan and you're going, oh, I really wanted the Aldi central heating, but that's exactly what I want, I wouldn't let that put you off. It's going to do the job, it's going to do what you want it to, and if you haven't had the Aldi central heating before, you're not really going to know any difference, in all honesty.
Such a small space to heat up, isn't it?
It's not, yeah, it doesn't particularly matter, to be fair. Fridge, as I said before, so that's just a normal type of looking fridge, and again these are going to have the freezer compartments in there as well, so it still does all of the same things. So again, one of probably the very, very first things really is trying to figure out, once we've got our layout right, we've found something that sort of we think is going to work, it's got all the right things that we want in there, it then comes down to, can our car actually tow the caravan that we're looking to buy? So we need to know what our car can actually tow first, and then we need to work off what the MTPLM, so the maximum weight of the caravan, compared to what the tow weight is of the caravan. We don't work off the empty weight, the MRO. We need to go off the MTPLM, and that then is what we compare to what our car can actually tow. On your V5, it will give you a maximum brake trailer weight, and that is just the law basically. If you get pulled over and you're towing something heavier than that, there's a good chance that you're going to get into trouble and also get points, and if anything were to happen, insurance is going to be void. We have got a video that's popping up now, and that will go into the tow weight, so it will give you a bit more information on those tow weights. If we're looking at a slightly older caravan, we might find a caravan and the heating system is like this, so very much the same as that newer Truma unit that we just looked in. Does the same thing basically, but it just means that we've got a fire in the actual front area of the caravan. So if we put this on the gas or the electric, we can put no blown air heating on, and we'll just have heat coming out the front of the fire. So just gives us, if we're in the front area of the caravan, it just gives us that sort of warmth feeling from the fire. We can put it onto the blown air again, so it'll have the blown air vents throughout the caravan, and it'll heat all of the caravan up. 99% of the caravans that are out there are going to have your front lounge like this, and then to make this up into a bed, it's literally just pull our front seating out. Our back cushions then will go into the middle, and that is essentially what we will make the bed up. Normally we'd turn these cushions over, so again we've got the nice flat section, and then that makes a nice comfortable bed. So again, nice, easy, fairly quick. If you don't want a fixed bed caravan, it's a fairly quick routine to go through to put that bed up and down. If you have got a fixed bed, obviously you've got all the storage underneath of the bed. Under the fixed beds we do get a nice big area to store things, and if the bed is over the axle it's not so bad, but if we've got the fixed bed at the back of the caravan, we have just got to be careful how much weight we're putting at the caravan, because more weight that we put at the back of the caravan, the lighter that we're going to be on the front end, and the more chance of actually getting swaying, etc. when we're towing. 90% of the newer caravans now, from anywhere from about 2008 upwards, are going to have fly screens and blinds on the windows. Probably 80% will have the fly screen on the door, so again through the summer we can have our door left open and we've not got things coming in. And again our roof lights again are going to have the fly screens and the blinds on there for a night time. I was just walking around, I thought he's going to go mad, he's been round all this morning again, cleaning all the floors, making it, but to be honest with you, it's been really busy, so we've had a lot of people walk in, so they're already dirty again, so
it's not our fault.
No, not our fault, can't be blamed. So sometimes if you don't want to go for the fixed bed, we're going to have a side dinette or a bed at the back, or a seating area at the back, and we're going to have like a metal frame like we've got here. Now that's actually a bunk bed that comes up, so on this particular one our bottom section will make into a bed. There's a little board that will go into here, and then our cushions open up, fold over, so we've got a bed at the bottom like so, and then our other set of cushions are for our bunk bed. So again, nice and easy, pretty quick to put up and down. These will hold about 11 stone for smaller adults or bigger children, and again they just fold out. And then the other set of cushions then will infill into here, and that'll make us another bed, and as I say, they'll take about 11 stone, so a good child or small adult can actually use this as well. So some people have said about using the front seating area as single beds, and then you've got obviously another couple of single beds here, or if it's just two of you, you can leave that bed at the front and you've got a nice little seating area as well, so it works quite well. Again, on the 6-berth layouts where you've normally got bunk beds at the end, one side will normally be like this, and if it's got the steel frame on the side, that'll work exactly the same as what we've just done there. So pretty easy, pretty quick to put those up and down. Again, if you're looking for different layouts, as I say, different reviews of different caravans, have a look at our new YouTube channel again that's popping up. Have a look at our website, thecaravanplace.com, because again, stock is changing all of the time. But hopefully that has given you a brief sort of overview of different things to look at, different things to think about. Obviously towing weight is a big one, so making sure that your car can actually tow what it is. There's no laws anymore on what you can tow up to, so even if you passed your test after 1997, you can still pretty much tow anything out there now. Even if you've got a big 4x4, you've got no restrictions on what you can actually tow anymore, so that law has all changed. So hopefully...
Plug sockets don't work on the battery, do they?
No, so again, we've had this a few times yet. If you're just on battery and you've not got the mains electric plugged in, obviously your two 30-volt plug sockets aren't going to work, and fridge isn't going to work on mains electric, the heating won't work on mains electric, and if you've got an electric ring, that's not going to work as well. So keep an eye on our channel. If you're liking our channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, drop us a comment if you've already had the caravan. If you're looking to change, let us know your thoughts in the comments. If there's anything that you sort of think, oh, actually if somebody would have told me this, again, let us know in the comments, because it lets everybody see and helps them as well. So hit the subscribe button, as I say, hit the like button, check our website out and go over and check our other channel. Thanks for watching. I'm Mark at the Caravan Place.